just to let you know, I had lunch with the Heaven's Gate people at the UFO World Congress in February of '97. And I asked them, I said, you guys were living in a house made out of tires, that was owned by Dennis Weaver in New Mexico. Where are you living now? And they said, oh, we live in La Jolla. And I was like, well, that's like really bougie. And they were like living in like a $2.5 million house in La Jolla. And I said, how the hell I knew what the rents were like. I'm like, how are you doing that? And he goes, oh, we do code cracking for the National Security Agency. We build back doors in the systems. And they were dead a month later. Just saying. And by the way, when they killed them, and they tried to blame the entire thing on Art Bell, because Art Bell had a remote viewer named Courtney Brown on his show, and Courtney Brown was the guy that said that Hale Bopp had a companion object and was an ET was an ET ship, and the media tried to pin it on Art Bell to say because of your show these people believe that and why they committed suicide, and they did not commit suicide. I went to the house, I investigated the place, I talked to the neighbors. I said, why didn't you call the cops? And they said, because after they were dead, there were all these big GMC black vans with government plates coming and going out of the place. We didn't think anybody was dead. Just saying. So this whole thing, and by the way they were actually killed, this is the official story, is they put barbiturates into ice cream and yogurt, which knocked them all out. And then somebody came in, put plastic bags over their heads and strangled them with rope. Does that sound like suicide to you? Just saying. And yet they're just trying to blame Marshall Applewhite, and he's just all crazy UFO cult people, which is Art Bell's fault, which is Courtney Brown's fault, which is the Phoenix Lights, and nobody, and I don't know why people don't understand this, nobody from the government gave an explanation for the Phoenix Lights. No one. And I went in with a camera crew for hard copy, and because I talked to this Colonel Ellen or something with the National Guard. And I said, what's your deal? And she goes, oh, it's just lights from military exercise. And I said, really? Well, if it is, and you're responsible for this. And she says, yes, they were flares. And I said, so you let these flares off in the approach corridor for Sky Harbor International Airport, because I have video from 17 angles of it. And if you're claiming responsibility for this, then somebody's going to jail. And she hung up the phone on me, and I showed up with the camera crew, and they pointed guns in our face, grabbed us, tried to smash our cameras, and threw us in the street. But I also have one of the first Men in Black stories, because there were 2 Men in Black that showed up at a guy's house.
Do you want to help support Beyond Forbidden and receive extra content that's not seen anywhere else? By becoming a Patreon, a few things you will receive are the full-length 90-minute or 120-minute podcast episode. Members will also receive a private link to the video podcast and will only be exclusive to Patreon members. In-person, face-to-face interviews with some of the most well-known, respected researchers. Behind-the-scenes footage of interviews not seen anywhere else. And that's just a few perks. So what do you have to lose? Cut out one brain-rotting, overly processed Happy Meal a month that doesn't do anything beneficial for your mind, body, and spirit, and become a Patreon for just $5.